I wouldn't suggest modernist poetry at the outset because it's very dark for the most part. However, even though the poem is, in my reading of it, quite dark, you might use the Rain Song by Badr Shakir Sayeb because it opens with something that seems a lot like what they called in the old Qasida tradition the Nasib, which is an amatory prelude. What is an amatory prelude? It's a little opening about a lover, okay? In the old Qasida, the poet would stop at an abandoned campsite where there are traces of a fire, camel dung, maybe some bone scraps and some footsteps in the sand going off into the desert, and he would lament the departure of the beloved. Sayab takes this idea and he puts it into his Middle Eastern modernist poem, The Rain Song, and the opening of that goes, and I'm going to have to translate it on the fly after I give you the Arabic. He says, عيناكِ غابتان خيل ساعة سحر أو شرفتان راح ينأى عنهما القمر. Your eyes are like two palm groves at the dawn hour, or they are like two upstairs patios from which the moonlight is slowly receding. Now, the images might not be clear here, but think about the two dark forests. It's the dark eyes. This is the most beautiful thing. They call it Ain al-Hur in Arabic. The very dark eyes, they look like a doe's eyes, a deer, right? And the pupils will be extremely dark, right? So it's like two dark jungles. And why would they be jungles? Because the palm fronds are the lashes, right? That's the idea. The upstairs patios, they're like verandas, something like that. On a mashrabiyah, which is a traditional sort of window on an Arab house that we do find in Iraq, you have this highly decorative woodwork around a patio that sort of sets, it's like a gable or something like that, that goes out of the house a little bit. So it's like your eyes, and again, the shingles on the roof or the woodwork around will be like the eyelashes. So this is pretty beautiful, right? The rest of the poem, though, goes into lament for the poetic persona's dead mother, who he hopes will be reborn someday. So not great, probably not going to convince someone to fall in love with you, but if your recitation's good enough, maybe. Rather, I would say just go to the modern romantic poets like Nizar Qabbani, who use modernist forms, but this love poetry, I wouldn't call it modernist technically, even though it looks very similar. The lengths of the lines are going to be different and things like that. So I suggest go find a Qabbani translation and use that instead.